Welcome to a little bit of craft time. In the past, we've talked about different things you can use for weapons. We can use the pipe insulators, which were long but a little bit flimsy. We also had the pool noodles, which were shorter but a little bit more rigid, but they're very, very thick. So I wanted to try a little bit of craft here. I went to Lowe's, and this is PEX piping. This is 1/2 inch. The brand is SharkBite. I'll share the picture and the link when I put it on the website. But this is great because they can bend pretty easily. They'll stay bent. It just doesn't take much to make them straight again. All right, so you can hit a wall and not really do a lot of damage. And we'll demonstrate a little bit later on. We can hit somebody else. It'll be okay. All right, but you want to cut it to the length of a weapon. Length of a foil for the adults and the teens, if you get it from the rack, the metal rack we have at the fencing club, those are 35 inches. If you are one of our youth fencers, and you get the weapons out of the little bucket, those are number 2 weapons, and those are 32 inches long. All right, so we're going to cut it for a teen and adult weapon at 35 inches long. But we're not going to cut it at 35 because that's just the length of the blade. We need space for our grip. I'm not going to make a grip today, but if you want to come up with an idea to make a grip, I'm just trying to give you an idea here to make a weapon. All right, so I've got a pipe cutter here. Fortunately, you can just use a saw if you have a saw. These are relatively easy to cut, and I'm cutting this actually at 40 inches. All right, let that drop right there. All right, so I've got about 5 inches right here, and 30 inches, I'm sorry, where are we? 35 inches over here. So total is 40 inches. The blade length is 35 inches. All right. Not to make things too complicated, I just found a lid. You can use whatever you want for a grip, for the guard. If you want to hot glue it, that's fine, but for today we're just going to keep it simple. I just already pre-cut the hole, slide it in there, and you've got a guard. You've got the grip. If you want to figure out some way to make your grip a little bit nicer, that's great. So now you've got a relatively bendy weapon that you can use to hit a wall or a target that you created, or you can hit a person. Let's say, for example, Isabel. She'll be over there. Make sure we're in a shot so she can hit me. Normally, if you want to have an easy target or padded jacket, you can, so she can recover. So parents, you can now get hit if they don't have a weapon. That's good. And we talked about some of the stuff that we did in some of the other videos. You can give them simple stuff. So I'm using just the rest of that pipe to be able to do things. All right. So actually, hold on to that for a second. Second part of this do-it-yourself video is stuff you can do with tennis balls. All right. You've probably seen some videos online where they hung a tennis ball with a string or a rope. I modified it just a little bit, all right? The way I did it was I've got the tennis ball hanging, but I've got a second tennis ball hanging at the bottom. This is the one that you want to hit. This is the one that's going to try to stabilize the ball. So normally if you've got just this one and you hit it, it's just going to swing all over the place, and you've got to slow it down, steady it before you can hit it again. With a second tennis ball, I'm going to hang this from someplace up here. With a second tennis ball, the one down here, it will slow down this movement. This won't swing as much. So let's see, Isabel, go to on guard, get to an extension distance. And all we're doing is, that was a little bit higher than usual, but go ahead and try to hit the ball. Good. And so it doesn't swing all around. Now if I hold the bottom ball and let that little bit more free, go ahead and hit the top ball. I'll try it again, try to get a dead-on shot there. It's going to swing all over the place, and you're going to have to walk over and stop it. So I put a second ball there, and if you're an épée fencer, it gives you a second target to hit. But now she hits the target. When she hits the target, it doesn't swing as much, and it'll slow down a little bit faster. Okay? All right, so we're going to go on to one more craft, but we're going to pause this video. For you, it won't take all that long. We're just going to pause it. We're going to cut to another place, and then we'll show you something else you can do. Alright, welcome to our second craft and our second activity that we can do with tennis balls. And you've probably seen some some similar things online. We're here in the backyard. I put a stake on the ground, and I had some PVC pipe hanging around. Hopefully you had some too, but otherwise they're relatively inexpensive at Lowe's. I'm going to stick it on the pipe, that way I can just have it stand up there. Basically we're knocking tennis balls off things. You can do this at home too. You can put it on a bed post, you can put it on a table, end of a couch, but it's a nice day outside, so we're outside. So we're here. We've got the ball up there. Isabel, can we get the weapon that we just made? She can set up an on guard distance and just try to extend and hit it. All right. Good. So you can try it at different ways. You can you can go to lunge distance. Good. So you want to try to hit it dead on instead of coming off to the side and whacking it off. So you remember, you want to hit it dead on. Let's try again. Good. She got it. Other things you can do, you can go back to extension distance. You can be bouncing, and then as you're bouncing, try to extend and hit. A little bit harder. All right. Now you'll notice that I've been having to chase the ball every time every time she hits it. So I made a modification. So took the ball, put a hole through it, tied some string through it, put some weighted ends. These are just nuts that I had in my toolbox. If you got anything that's kind of heavier than the ball, definitely, that can fit with inside the PVC, I've got it weighted. So now if I throw these in there and got the ball in, this time Isabel will use a regular weapon. We could use the practice weapon, that's fine. If she hits it dead on. She missed that one. Now I don't have to chase after the ball. It's back to where it goes. And she can bounce and try to hit it. Ball doesn't go anywhere. All right, let's try lunge. Try again. Good. So now the ball doesn't go anywhere. So there's different variations you can do with that. Have fun with it. So grab some PVC pipe. That PVC pipe that I bought over at Lowe's to make the weapon, they're under $2. They're not expensive at all. So if you want to run out there, grab one. 35 inches is the length of the blade for the teens and adults, or if you get a weapon from my rack. But if you're one of my little kids that gets it from the bucket, those are 32 inches long. All right, remember you want to leave some space for your grip. You can get a little creative with the grip. Do whatever you want, as long as it's relatively small, fits in your hand. You can get creative on the guards too. I just used a plastic lid that I found. If you make one, you think it's pretty cool, send me pictures of it. I'd love to see it. Okay, we'll talk to you next time.